UFC makes its yearly trip to Paris this Saturday with a huge middleweight main event, title eliminator, Imavov and Borralho. Also got a co-main event, Benoit Saint-Denis and Ruffy. Those are two fights I'm going to be breaking down today. I noticed that the co-main and main headliners from last year are flipped to this year. Last year it was BSD headlining, Imavov co-maining. Now this year it's Imavov headlining, BSD co-maining. Anyways, let's get into the fight. This is a matchup where it's extremely close. It's an extremely close fight. I think it's going to be a very evenly matched, calculated fight on the feet, in the clinch, on the ground. It's going to hit all areas. All areas. This fight: the ground, the stand-up, the clinch, against the cage, all those places. I'm going to go Kyle. Going to go Kyle by decision. The reason I'm going with Kyle, I think he can mix things up better than Imavov and more effectively than Imavov. Whereas Imavov is a great striker, a great boxer, knocked out Adesanya, stopped Cannonier, has really fast hands, really powerful hands. If Kyle were to just go about this fight on the feet the whole time and just try to trade with him with his karate style and Imavov's more boxing heavy style, it wouldn't bode well for him. I think he's slower to the punch, also not as powerful as Imavov. But what gives me confidence in Borralho in this fight is rewatching both of their performances against Jerry Cannonier. So Imavov fought Cannonier about a year and a half ago. I think had that controversial stoppage against him, where he cracked him, went like this barrage against the fence for a little bit, and then ref stopped it. Controversial stoppage. But in that fight, Cannonier was able to mix up against the fence, land good jabs, land good shots on Imavov, and was just able to mix it up well. And in my head, when I'm viewing that, I look at that, I'm saying KO. So if Cannonier can do that, I'm gonna go on a limb and say Borralho can also do that, right? I think he'll be able to get this fight to the cage, clinch up, throw knees to the thigh. Maybe boring, but he's a very calculated fighter. He's gonna just be able to do enough in those moments so that he wins the exchanges, right? And then on the feet, he is open sometimes, although he is very good defensively. He rolls the shots really well. If you go to the striking numbers, 62% defense, right? It only takes 2 sniping strikes a minute. He's really efficient. He's really efficient with his strikes. Lands 60%. Lands less than Imavov, but more effectively. Lands more efficiently, and he gets hit less with the better defensive rate. So even though Nasruddin is fast, and he's going to be able to land good shots with his speed and his power, I think Kyle's going to be rolling with a lot of shots, just deflecting shots, just evading, really good distance management. All these fighting nerds guys have incredible distance management. I'm going to get to that in the co-main event also. Yeah, it's just like this thing you watch their training videos, and they're just practicing movement for an entire class. And I think he's going to, in a fight where he has the kicking advantage, where he's going to be able to throw those teep kicks, hard leg kicks, body kicks. He's been moving, kicking, jabbing, and then when Imavov tries to get into close range with his boxing, tie him up, clinch him up, right? Look to get takedowns, look to be in the clinch for a little bit. We get over to the grappling, and he lands takedowns, 60% clip. And Imavov does a good takedown defense, and he'll throw up some submissions, which I think will concern Kyle for a moment. But he's just a better overall grappler than him as well. So in grappling exchanges, he's going to be able to just get control time on the ground, I think. And I think here are the areas where he can just win moments, which leads him to win rounds, right? On the feet, be effective enough with the jab, with the kicks, with lead hook, right? And just trying not to get tagged up too much by Imavov, but he's still going to land Imavov because Imavov because he's really fast and he's really good and he knocked it out of Sanya and he finished Cannonier and he's like, this guy he's really, really good. Um, I just think Kyle's got a notch, like this much better. I'm going to show you guys over to another tab that I've opened in a bit, where I show you like the percentages of all my confidence percentages of all the fighters this weekend. And it's a very close fight. Like that's just what it is. It's a very close fight. Um, I think Kyle could win a 3-2 decision, probably. I see it. This could even be a split decision. It's just going to be 3-2 Kyle, maybe 3-2 Imavov, 3-2 Kyle win. He's better in more areas here, right? And he's good enough on the feet. And he's effective enough on the feet. He's not as talented as Imavov. Imavov is more talented. He may be the most talented striker in the division, honestly, with his speed and his power. But he's very effective with what he does. He has a good jab. He's good technically. And he's going to be good enough to be on par with Imavov to the point where he can also work his grappling. And I think that's going to be the key for him in this fight, which is going to get him to getting the victory here. So we're going to go Kyle by a 3-2 decision. Close, very, very close, probably 48-47. Using the grappling, clinch, straight shots on the feet, kicks on the feet, moving, having really good distance management, frustrating Imavov with that, frustrating him with his distance control, not letting him get too close. And then when he does get close enough, tie him up. That's what I see him doing here. As for Imavov, the way he can win this, man, he's better on the feet, right? He's quick to the punch. He has really good counter shots. He has really nasty boxing. So he's gonna be able, if he's gonna win, he's gonna be able to put damage on Kyle. He hasn't fought in over a year behind right? So there's some ring rust, the ring rust factor here. There's probably still some scar tissue from that Cannonier fight where his eye just got cut wide open. So cut him. And Imavov is, as I say, he's as top of Kyle in the clinch. Imavov's also really good in the clinch. He has good knees, good elbows. He also has good kicks. I can't stress this enough how even of a fucking fight this is. I can't stress it enough. But I genuinely think Kyle's like a notch. Just like a notch above him. But yeah, Imavov also has clear ways to win this fight when it comes to his boxing and just putting hands on him, to be honest with you. But yeah, case in point, I'm going to go with Imavov. I'm going to go with Kyle Borralho, not Imavov, by decision. Moving on. Co-main event. Lightweight fight. Benoit Saint-Denis and Mauricio Ruffy. So I'm rewatching Saint-Denis' fight in May with Kyle Prepelec. Kyle Prepelec isn't a UFC fighter. He's not UFC caliber. Not even like worry about Ruffy's level. He's not UFC level for the most part. And these guys are going to like a scrappy, having a little scrappy fight here. We're seeing Saint-Denis a much better grappler. Right, that's why he won the fight. But on the feet, they're getting scrappy here. But then you watch Ruffy fight. It's just like, it's clear. It's so clear. The speed advantage, the technique advantage, the power advantage, the timing advantage, every single advantage on the feet that you can name goes to Mauricio Ruffy. Now, while Saint-Denis does have the grappling advantage in this fight, and yes, he pushes at easy pace, goes for takedowns, gets body locks, takes people down, chokes them out, grapples the fuck out of them. He does that. He's really good at that. He's so fucking slow on the feet. He is so slow, and he's so open when he throws. I think Ruffy's gonna KO him. Little pullback counter. Like I said earlier, these fighters guys, whether it be Ruffy, Borralho, Prates, Silva, these guys have impeccable distance management where they're out of range 1 second and then boom, they're into range countering you. Or you're throwing a shot and like it misses them by this much because they're perfectly out of range. I see Saint-Denis rushing in and getting hit with a big shot. Gets dropped. Maybe I don't see him going up cold from one shot, but gets dropped, gets back up. Kind of like the Poirier fight, where he's just like Daisy, and Dizzy doesn't really know where he's at, and then keeps pressing forward. Boom, gets countered again. Hoofy KO. Memories of Hoofy KO, right? This is the fight I'm most confident on the entire card. Um, if he's able to drag Hoofy into deep waters and take him down and beat him up and hold him in the clinch and grapple him, he can win. And that's his only path of victory here. Only path of victory. But if this plays on the feet for like a round, maybe even less, he's gonna get hurt badly just because he's so open. He leaves himself so exposed on the feet. And on top of that, we're talking about a guy who just got a fucking spinning wheel kick knockout in his last fight. It's like a walking highlight machine. He's always live. He's always but like he's always live for a highlight reel KO. And it could have come against Saint-Denis because Saint-Denis is so open on the feet. Just to back up what I'm saying here, when I'm talking about the defense and the distance management, like at 61% for Hoofy and a 41% defense for Saint-Denis, this was going to get knocked out. I mean, this low of defense, this little of defense in the top 15 at lightweight, you're going to lose to the top 15 at lightweight. Poirier, Moicano, these are the guys you fought, right? You fought a guy going off the Canadian regional scene. You beat him, which you should do. But now he's fighting like just an incredible striker. And Ruffy's fighting an incredible striker. I think he's too exposed and he's too vulnerable to be on the feet with him at all. Go over to the grappling. I know he hasn't faced a grappler like Saint-Denis yet. I understand that. Still's been taken down. And yes, he does land 4 takedowns a fight. I understand that. But you got to get there. You got to get to him. And these guys, man, they don't let people get to them. I'm referring to the fighting nerds here. They don't let their opponents get to them. Look at Bryce Mitchell and John Silva. Like, he was in constant movement, Silva, right? Constant movement. And when Bryce did get him up against the fence, he had him in submissions. He was always attacking. He was never just resting. Protest, and the only fight he fucking lost, stuffed like 80% of Dean Gary's takedowns. Yeah, these guys just are too good, I think. And so I think Saint-Denis too exposed on the feet to win this fight. So I'm going to go with Marisa Hoofy round 1 KO. I'm going to take you guys over here to my next tab, just to show you how I can kind of track my picks and my bets for the UFC. So you see the little legend here on the left, right here, highlighted. So if the fire's highlighted, I'm picking them. Green's a confident pick, purple's an underdog, and blue is someone I'm betting on. And you see the percentages I have also beside them here. So I was talking about earlier, Borralho. I think he's going to win, and at least by the looks of it, I'm betting on him. I may not. Who knows? This is up for subject to change. But the number here is 52%. It's a 50-50 fight that we're looking at, and I think he's just going to get the edge, which is what I explained earlier. Hoofy, I think he's going to smoke him. Like you see, here's my most confident pick in the entire card. We'll just run through some other ones quickly. I got Mason Jones. I think he's just going to outdo Oki. I think he's a notch above Borralho. Modestas Bukauskas, Paul Craig is not UFC level anymore. I think he's KO'd. Cali Fernandez and Harry Hardwick. I think goes to a decision where Fernandez is just outdoing him. He's a good kickboxer. Like, he throws good low kicks, good punches. He's just going to outdo him over the course of 3. Lenois Kieta, I think that's how you pronounce that. I think it's going to be a close fight with Pitbull. He can win. We don't know what he's like against this caliber of competition. I don't know. But I'm going to go with Kieta. Umar Sai should just outgrapple Rubio for a decision. I'm going Ante Deliha against Taibura. Genuine coin flip, 51%, but he is still an underdog, so I'll take that. I think he's training with Hospital, and I think Park can beat Tybura in his last fight. So I think D'Elia is good enough to get the job done against Tybura. Andreas Gustafsson, I think Renat's due for a loss more so, but I think Gustafsson can push a hard enough pace to gas out Renat and start to be over the course of the fight. Gomes should kickbox way to a win over Shala. Patterson is just better than Trey Waters overall. He's able to get takedowns and look for submissions against Trey Waters. Robert Brajcik sucks. So Brad Tavares should just be able to Brad Tavares' way to a decision. Jabs, be kind of dull, and should win. Sean O'Bannon, St. Hughes. Where coin flip. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I get that wrong. And then Alex Sola and Rich McKee. I'm going to go with the French prospect making his debut. So that's the UFC Paris card. It's going to be really good. It's going to be exciting. Great co-main event, great main event. I'm excited. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Who's going to win, who's going to lose. And yeah, I'll probably catch you guys for some UFC No Trade predictions next week. All right, take care.